germaphobe?
No, they said keep it quick. Just go and sit down.
Oh, okay, so we can touch you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, wow, you just thought you were lucky.
Because you gave hugs the last time you were here.
I feel like a strippergram.
During a lively conversation about comedy in his HBO special Talking Funny, Ricky Gervais discussed the inclusion of Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, and Louis C.K., reflecting on the dynamic between the comedians. Gervais highlighted the moments of hilarity when Louis C.K. came up with something funny, and he marveled at how Chris Rock, though quiet for much of the time, would speak up with a sharp, insightful comment. Gervais pointed out that Rock's few words could cut right to the heart of the matter, adding an extra layer of depth to their conversation. When asked about his selection of the male comedians for the special, Gervais clarified that the panel's composition was based on his personal friendships with Rock, Seinfeld, and C.K.
Gervais is one of the funniest people around, and his new special, Talking Funny, is a behind-the-scenes look at stand-up comedy with his pals Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, and Louis C.K. sitting around talking about what else being funny. Take a look.
This is Jerry Seinfeld doing Louis C.K.
Right. Okay. So I'm going on my vacation with my wife, my family. We pack up the car and the kids, and I'm clicking in the car seats, and I put the wife in, and I get everything set. And it's so much work to get a family in a car. I close the door for my wife on the passenger side. I walk around to the driver's side. That's my vacation.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes?
Something that's total. That's a completely Seinfelded version.
Really?
I mean, you really polished it up. You made it
Really?
nice. You made it nice.
Okay, please welcome back Ricky Gervais.
That his decision wasn't meant to be a statement on the role of women in comedy, but rather a reflection of the group he felt would create an interesting and candid conversation about stand-up. Gervais humorously noted that men can sometimes be intimidated by funny women, maintaining his lighthearted tone throughout the discussion. The conversation also touched on Charlie Sheen's public antics. Gervais explained that while Sheen's humor works well in tweets and off-the-cuff remarks, he questioned Sheen's ability to sustain an hour-long live stand-up performance. Gervais expressed concern that Sheen might be struggling with personal issues and could be taken advantage of in the process. Though Gervais hadn't seen Sheen's live show,
No touching your germaphobe?
No, they said keep it quick. Just go and sit down.
Okay, so we can touch you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, wow, you just thought you were lucky.
Because you gave hugs the last time you were here.
I feel like a strippergram.
Who's got $1? You know, we haven't seen you really around since the Golden Globes, where
They
you
keep
were
it low profile.
Yeah, well, they attacked you, but they said that you were mean and rude, and you were surprised at that. You were surprised. Let me just read one of the things they
I
thought
am being
was
rude. I'm surprised they attacked me for it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let me read one thing they thought was mean, and we'll decide whether it was mean or not, okay? Referring to Sex and the City 2, you said, I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
Yeah.
A little sexist.
No, it's not. Why is it sexist?
Well, because you're saying that the girls are older and they need to be airbrushed.
No, I think they look great at their age.
Oh.
Why hide it?
Oh.
I don't think that you lose your sensuality or your beauty because you hit 53. I'm saying, why are they hiding it?
Oh, I see. That's not
Do you think that the joke, when you have to explain the joke, that maybe it wasn't told, that because people didn't get it, or you think that most people got it?
I'm defending my motives, not the joke. I stand by the joke. Yeah. I don't think I have anything to apologise for, but that's not the joke. I think if you're going to criticise, you've got to understand the joke before you can.
Okay, how about this one? Referring to the I Love You, Philip Morris movie, you said, 2 heterosexual actors pretending to be gay, so the complete opposite of some famous Scientologist then. Wink, wink.
I didn't name them. The press did. The press started saying he means these. I was thinking, that's terrible. No, I didn't. They outed people. I would never do that. I think it's terrible.
Has this ruined, has anything happened? Have you had fewer opportunities of people not watching your shows? Has it made any difference?
Made no difference at all. No.
Now, if they asked you.
I knew that. I knew it wouldn't make a difference.
Now, that was the second time you had hosted. If they asked you to do it again, would you do it?
I don't think I should. I went and I did what I went to do. I thought I'd improve on the first time, and I had a blast, and it was great. But I don't know. I might do it. I might do it again.
And you didn't get to tell that you wanted to?
Well, No, I don't think so. I planned everything that was planned. There was a conspiracy that I was pulled up. Yeah. No, I did everything.
That stand-up is a challenging art form requiring more than just spontaneous humor to engage an audience for an extended period. Despite his reservations, Gervais wished Sheen the best and hoped he was finding a path to stability. Ricky Gervais responded humorously to a comment about his belief that anyone can be funny. He explained that, while he had expressed that idea during the Talking Funny special with Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, and Louis C.K., he understood the point made by another comedian who disagreed with him. This person shared their experience attending Charlie Sheen's show at Radio City Music Hall, where they found it.
As the show was ending, you yelled out, "Thank you, God, for making me an atheist."
Yeah.
That's funny. He's very ironic.
What's God got to do with it?
That's none of the fact that he's an atheist.
If God does everything.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the
Exactly.
joke.
From what I've heard of God, he does everything. So he made me an atheist, didn't he? Yeah. Also, how many people thank God for when they win an award? You know, like God's concerned with Sandra Bullock winning an award. He's got earthquakes, he's got pestilence. Oh, Sandra Bullock, quick! I want her to win an award. And then he goes, "Thank you, God. Oh, you love me so much. God was concerned with you winning an award, love. You know what I mean?"
And also, what about the poor schmuck who didn't win the award?
Exactly. Oh, he hates them. God hates them.
I know you're making your point, but I don't think it was Sandra Bullock who said that. But you're making the point. I'm just trying to clear it up.
No, he thinks that's it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but he was making
a joke.
I'm just trying to help.
It's a funny joke.
Thank you.
Hey, so I want to ask you about the HBO special, Talking Funny. We just saw a clip from it, right? So we got Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Louis C.K. No women comedians on that panel?
Who would you replace?
I don't know.
Replace or add?
No, because it was four people.
Because it's just four people.
Yeah, so who would you take off?
I wouldn't. I would just add.
There you go.
These are his favorites. He has the
Perfect,
right.
isn't it?
I think that you're right.
We don't have a male on our
When I
panel,
do
so
a
we're kind
special
of
like
guilty.
that, I will do it with
Yeah,
women.
no, exactly. They're my friends, and I chose my friends. Oh,
Maybe.
and also, men are intimidated by funny women, so we didn't want them in the room. That was a joke.
They engaged during Sheen's 80-minute performance. Gervais acknowledged that Sheen might not be a stand-up comedian, pointing out that he was likely going through a phase and was possibly being exploited. Gervais also humorously noted that while Sheen is great with spontaneous comments on Twitter or in interviews, he struggles to sustain an entire live show. Gervais, however, expressed sympathy for Sheen, acknowledging that Sheen had made improvements in his life, such as moving beyond a reckless phase, and even joked about Sheen's dating choices. He emphasized that, in his opinion, some women had perhaps shared more personal moments than necessary, making Sheen's choices a bit more predictable. Shifting topics, Gervais also discussed.
Do you think women are funny?
What's the difference? That's ridiculous.
It's a different sensibility.
Statistically, less women go into stand-up from what I've seen, so there's probably less to choose from.
Right.
But yeah, there are loads of funny women. I've worked with loads of funny women. Of course, there's loads of funny women here.
Now, you said something when I was watching your special. You said that you thought, when you were sitting there with Jerry and Chris and Louis, you said you thought that anybody could be funny, Ricky. And I'm going to tell you, because I disagree with that. I went to see Charlie Sheen at Radio City Music Hall. And I said, and we talked about this, and I said,
I almost went the whole show without saying that man's name.
Almost, you know I can't. But I said, at one point I said, to sit on that stage for 80 minutes and think you can hold an audience's attention is quite arrogant. And I went and saw him. It was not funny.
Did you see
him?
I haven't seen him, no.
What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's not a stand-up comedian, isn't he? I think he's...
I think he thought he was.
I think he's going through a bit of a phase at the moment, and I'm worried about it that he's being exploited. To be honest, I don't think I hope he turns
up. Well, he's the one that's doing the shows.
Of course, yeah. I know, and it's it's nice now that he's realised a quiet night in doesn't necessarily mean on a life support machine. So he's sorted that a bit out, and it's good. I'm glad he's dating. Although I do want to tell him that there are some women in the world who haven't videoed every orgasm they ever had.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So he doesn't have to choose the ones that just...
That's funny. I love that.
Charlie, just one more point about it is that he is funny when he just speaks or tweets.
Yeah, no, he's great.
But he just can't sustain an hour and a half show. How many people can?
And he clearly had a bit of a problem, and I assume he's sorting out. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. He is sorting it out. How are you, Ricky?
I haven't come here to be insulted.
Why don't you like didn't like the show Who Do You Think You Are? That show that traces your heritage. You don't like that show. Why?
Well, no, I was invited to do it a few times. I haven't seen the American one, but in England, and it turns out to be someone who's on there, and they suddenly find out their great-great-grandmother was a prostitute or something, and they start crying. What are you crying for? You didn't know her.
Because he's been
Who cares?
Because they've been doing it on the side and didn't want anyone to know.
Yeah,
genetic.
exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't know it was heredity.
Oh, well, it could be. That's the problem. And my friend Carl Pilkington, who I do the animation with, says he'd never do it. He said, because if you had an Einstein in the family, everyone would be talking about it. So you're going to find out your great-great-grandfather was a murderer or a rapist or something. So just don't go there. If you don't know about it, it's probably bad. Yeah.
Ricky, when you're watching, it was, really great watching this with you guys and seeing you talk about the craft of comedy. Why do you think just a regular average person watching this on HBO, what do you think they would get out of it?
Well, I don't think that I don't think it's in. I don't think you have to be a professional comedian to enjoy it, because it's it's not a comedy show. It's a show about comedy. But of course, when you get like those guys chatting, it's come up with funny stuff. And there was points where I couldn't stop laughing at something Louis came up with, and then Chris Rock. Chris Rock doesn't speak much, but when he does, he cuts to the bone.
Jerry is a professor.
In the time we have left, I have to ask you about The Office, because most people know that you not only are a comedian yourself,
Stop looking at her like that.
What?
You like this.
She terrifies me. She terrifies me.
He's scared of you.
She came backstage and she went, "We're going to have fun. Enjoy yourself." Like that.
No, I was going to ask you about the... No, I'm going to do it. No, I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah,
I came out and I said, "I'm so glad you're here. We're going to have fun." And you said, "How do you know?" And
There was none of this.
I said, there was none of this. Nobody else came out. I came out.
That's
and
true.
I'm being maligned.
That's true.
And Barbara, we got to let Ricky go.
Enjoy yourself. We're wrapping.